Cooper soon realizes that it's impossible to answer all of Roddy's eager questions. To be plucked out of the 1596 and dropped into the modern world is far more than the mind can absorb. When Cooper gets a drink from the fountain, Roddy asks, "Whence springeth this refreshment?" When Cooper opens his locker, "Seal me not in this coffin. Though I be dead, I have no wish to be buried." When the PA system comes on in the morning announcements, "Hush, Cooper Vega, I hear the voice of God. Mayhap he will explain why I have to come to live inside thy phone." "It's not God, it's the principle," Cooper whispers. "I don't think God cares whether or not it's pizza day in the cafeteria. Listen, I have to go to class now, so I'm putting the phone in my pocket. You'll hear what's going on, but you won't be able to see anything. And it's important. And this is important. I can't talk to you or I'll get in trouble. If Mr. Marquise finds out I've got my phone on, he'll confiscate it, and then where will you be?" "In the clutches of thine enemy," Roddy concludes. "He's not exactly my enemy, but he isn't the friendliest guy in the world either," Cooper tells him. "And if anybody turns on the screen and sees you, we both have a lot of explaining to do, especially me." And think to himself, he's not certain why he didn't tell his parents about the ghost in his phone. He's definitely worried that everyone will think he's lost his mind. He half believes that it might be true, that he's hallucinating the whole thing. Or maybe Roddy is nothing more than a malicious virus set loose by some hacker, and Cooper alone is stupid enough to fall for it. But Roddy doesn't feel like a virus or a program created to dupe people. Cooper has played a lot of games and apps, and he's never seen an online character as real as Roddy. His accent, his language from the bygone era, his anguish at what happens to him, his wonderment to the modern world, it rings totally true. No one could fake all of that. For sure, no phone app could. Which means Roddy is a person. Okay, a dead person, but he's very much alive on the GX4000. He gets happy, sad, scared, thrilled, disappointed, just like people who are still alive. There's no way to know why he ended up on Cooper's phone out of all the phones in the world. Maybe it was totally random. But mine is the phone he's on, which means I'm the only one who can help him. If I tell anybody about him, the GX4000 might wind up in a lab somewhere being poked and prodded under a microscope by scientists and Roddy with it. I can't let that happen. I have to keep it secret. He takes a seat in Mr. Marquise's classroom and opens his math book as the other seventh graders shuffle in. He notices that Jolie's t-shirt, Niagara Falls Tubing Club, has long sleeves. That means the cast on her wrist must be off. He waves to her, but before he can catch her attention, a big body swings into the line of vision, blocking her and most of the room. Brock slides into the empty desk beside her. Catching Cooper's half gesture, he growls, "What are you looking at, kid?" "Nothing," Cooper mumbles, focusing on the teacher's desks. Mr. Marquise begins the day by going over the previous night's homework. As he leads the class through the sheet of math problems, Cooper becomes aware of the strange noise coming from the earbud, a snort at the end of a long guttural sound repeated over and over again. It hits him, snoring, and it can only be coming from one source. "I never knew ghosts could snore." "Roddy," he whispers, hoping his low voice will reach the built-in microphone in the earbud. "Roddy, wake up." A long yawn comes from his earpiece. "A god," Roddy pronounces, "mathematics lessons art just as dreary in thy century as mine own." "Shh, check out what's-his-face," Brock announces. "He's got a slow leak." A chuckle buzzes around the room. "Who is this knave who speaketh of Cooper Vega with such poisoned tongue?" Roddy wonders. Cooper doesn't know whether to laugh or cry. He can't block the ghost's ability to see, but it won't stop him from having opinions on just about everything. "All right, Cooper," Mr. Marquise admonishes. "Keep it down. You too, Brock. This is a math class, not a public square." Roddy turns suddenly melancholy. A public square, 'tis an unhappy memory. The death carts gathered in a public square to collect victims of the plague. I beheld so many carried away thus, neighbors, friends, mine own mother. Without doubt, this was my final journey as well. In the hall during class change, Cooper takes his phone out of his pocket and waits for Roddy to appear on the screen. "Listen, I'm sorry about the death cart and all that, but you've got to keep your mouth shut while I'm in class or I'm going to get detention. The churlish boy who torments thee must be taught a lesson in manners," Roddy argues. "Let me worry about Brock," Cooper shoots back. "You worry about the shutting up part, because if you can't manage it, I'm going to have to leave my phone at home and you with it. Prithee, Cooper Vega, I shall be a veritable mouse." But in health class, when Cooper is asked to name typical allergy symptoms, Roddy begins to rattle off the symptoms of the bubonic plague. Part 3 will resume in the next